All right, today we're going to dive into Axie and a variety of other staking methods and strategies that you can take to earn ridiculous gains for 2022. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to TechPath. One of the big questions that a lot of people are asking, especially toward the end of this year, was how to do staking, what's the best method, and also what's the process, to get into it. I want to jump over to a few different elements here, and I just jump over to earn passive income. So this is a staking rewards site that gives you a breakdown on all of the assets, top 10 crypto assets staked by value. As you can see here, Olympus leading out here. You've got Sentinel in here, but the ones I want to get into is right here on Axie, currently trading at 95 bucks. You've got almost looks like 2 billion, yeah, 2 billion right now staked on Axie out of the 6.5 billion in total market cap, so 31% of total stake. Now remember, the staked value right now is receiving 110%. Let me zoom in on that for you guys, 110% on staking value. And that's one of the key things. What we've done is put together a forecast sheet on what we think is going to happen with the Axie price, along with the potential of earning income not only on token value, but also on the staking value should you go the route of staking your Axie. Some other things I want to jump into because it's not just about staking Axie. We'll talk a little bit about Polkadot, all that good stuff as well. I want to show you some of the staking networks ranked by stake value, which we just took a look at, but I want to take a look at this one right here. And this is the top 10 DeFi staking networks ranked by annualized revenue, all right? So you can kind of see where it's going right there with Rune as the leader right there. Then you've got ETH coming in right here at number 2, 115.56 on stake value. You've got BNB coming in here. A lot of things happening over on BNB as well, but the difference with Binance is in what we'll show you here is you need to be not an American. You need to be an international player out there. So if you're a U.S. Citizen, you wouldn't be able to do what we're going to show you on Binance. But there are some other routes here that you could take in terms of staking. Just depends on what kind of bag you're holding. So if you're holding a bag of Axie, we've got a route for you. If you're holding Polkadot, we've also got a route for you. And then also if you're looking at Doge and you actually are wanting to maybe look at dealing with staking Doge, that's another factor that you can take a look at. But you can kind of see CRV, then here's MATIC, number 8, coming in at 45.31 million. And then, of course, right here, you've got Mir coming in, and then last is Axie right there as number 10, which is great because it's showing up as one of the top annualized revenue potential staking rewards that are out there. All right, so I want to jump over to this sheet here, which is an analysis that we did and also a price prediction of where we're seeing the Axie price going. So what I'm highlighting right there in line 2 is Axie price currently what we estimate around January 1st here in a couple days, around the $100 mark. We see Axie starting to accelerate in the first quarter, reasons being there's a lot of releases. We're going to see land come out. There's a lot of factors in terms of news that will be hitting the market. And as news starts to really hit the Axie universe and players grow, all of those kind of factors, the price point is going to grow. And we think that by the month of April, we could see a 2x price right here in Axie. Now, if this occurs at that ratio, if we see this kind of growth in Axie going to 2x within, say, 90 to 120 days, the likelihood is that the staking amount is going to be so massive that staking percentages will drop off dramatically. So what we did here was we looked at 110% here for January. So we're highlighting the January column, 110%. In February, we're holding and pushing down to 95%. In March, we're pushing that down to 75% in staking and then rewards, and then 50% by April. And then by May, it's gone because the valuation, as you can see, is starting to move into the plus 200 range for Axie. We could see Axie do a 3x here by all of next year, which would take Axie out to $320. And if you look at where the original, and what I did here for the model was a $10,000 investment. You can take this down to $1,000. We can change these charts for you. Probably what I'll do is I'll send this sheet out to the Diamond Circle members so you guys can use this formula and calculate your own investment value on what you want to earn here. But it will allocate against the total number of tokens that we would purchase. Obviously right now, if we did this in January, we bought 100 tokens, 10 grand, and we held that 100 tokens through the first 4 months, our valuation would be up to, as you can see, we think it's going to 2x. So our token valuation is going to go to $20,000. We've taken our staking fees, factored that out by the percentage that we're gaining. And this gives us our percentage of staking rewards right here of $916 on that 10 grand. The next month, I'm continuing to add back that value that I'm earning in the token value back into my staking percentage, and that kicks up. So in the next month, I earn $11.87. The month after that, I do the same thing on my growth of my token, add it back into it, take my profits, pile it back into it, and I'm earning $11.56. And then right here, when it starts to drop, but the token is rising in price, this is your exit point. This is where you would strategically exit out. Now, you could move this forward a month or back a month, depending on the market dynamics that are happening. Because remember, a lot of what's going to happen is going to be driven off of the token price. Whatever Axie is trading at, if we continue to see, and I'll show you some comparisons here on what we're seeing in terms of Axie's staking versus what we're seeing across different markets. But this gives you an exit percentage or an exit profit on staking at $4,093 on that original 10 grand that you put in. The 10,000 is your token profit if it 2x's by April. So you're making 10 grand on, this is profit, and $4,000 in staking profits, which gives you basically a $14,000 gain on a $10,000 investment. So essentially 140% gain in a matter of 90 to 120 days. Now, the cool thing here is that, remember, staking is going to be directly related to the price of Axie, how Axie is performing. So you have to really pay attention to the news, watching our channel, because we'll break stuff on Axie as quickly as we can, because those are usually, especially when we start dropping sentiment data and our indices on amplification, gives us a little bit of a leading indicator on where Axie is going, all tokens. But that will help you as well of understanding. Remember, the cool thing is that with Axie, you can get out of staking at any time. So you can pop right out of it, sell all your tokens, and move on. That's the cool, safe part of staking with Axie versus some other staking programs out there in DeFi where you have to lock your tokens up for a period of time. So that's just something to be aware of. So that's basically the model in which you can earn 140% on your income. So if you're putting in $1,000, you're going to earn $1,400 on your $1,000. If you're putting in $5,000, X that times 5, and if you're putting in the $10K, you're earning the $14,000. And obviously, if you get into the 100, now it's $140,000. So you see what I'm talking about in terms of great opportunities here, as well as a good opportunity for Axie. All right, so what I want to do here is jump to our TradingView chart. And as you can see, we've done some sentiment analysis, been fairly accurate across the year on Axie, on pulling data and our indices tracking along with where the price was holding on Axie, all the way down to where we're holding right now. So as we start to see this, and if you look at some of the opportunities where Axie could have been purchased on these dips, and I want to kind of jump back here to this point right here, which is when Axie was at 50 bucks. Now this is the floor, I think, on Axie. And if Axie starts to go into that kind of price area, this is going to be huge. And here, let me kind of explain why. The issue with the price going down is only going to raise the need and requirement for liquidity, hence staking, and the percentage in which they're going to pay out for staking. So if pricing goes down, you would take this same table over here that we created for you. You'd take this same table, you'd modify your price point right here on your Axie price position and your staking percent, which are going to go opposite. Your staking is going to go up, your price is going to go down. That's when you've got a potential entry point on Axie to pad your bag and get larger staking percentages. It's still dollar against staking percentage. So even the $10,000 is just going to get you more tokens, but the value of staking is still the same. So that's a big strategy that we're watching for. And in fact, we are kind of hoping that happens to see if Axie starts to go down. So many of you have been asking how to do this, the process. It is a little, I won't say it's complicated, but it is a stepped process to make this happen for you. Before we show you that, I want to just remind you guys, this is a market mover. The idea with market movers is to give you guys some data, give you some insights, our own research, even some of our own tools. It's not investment advice. Hopefully this gets you on the right direction for where you want to go with your investment strategies. So just remember that. Now let's go over to a sheet that we created, just how to stake Axie. It's just a real simple Google sheet, and it's a step-by-step. Take some screenshots of this. It's easy to do. You are going to buy SLP on crypto.com or on Pionex. Those are the two platforms we think, one, you can get to it. SLP is Smooth Love Potion. It's the utility token within Axie that you need to stake. You're then going to transfer, step 2, right here, transfer your SLP at that point that you own on either one of those platforms over to MetaMask on the Ethereum network. And with crypto, if you did 90 SLP, the fee would be 26 bucks. On Pionex, 20 SLP fee would be 55 cents. So Pionex is very good if you have an account that's the very little fee. Third step is going to be transferring that SLP to your Ronin wallet using the Ronin bridge, and that's going to be the link right there. And it's going to look like, let's see if we can find our Ronin wallet right there. Yep, it's going to look like this. This is your Ronin bridge, and that's where you're going to go in and transfer or deposit your SLP. So that's the third step, I believe. We're on the third step over there. Yeah. At that point, you've done that. You're going to pay the Ethereum gas fee, which is currently about 60 bucks. You need $155 available to do that. Then you're going to go into your next step, and that is swapping SLP, Smooth Love Potion, for Axie using the Katana bridge. The Katana bridge is going to look like this right here. I have SLP at about 11,000. So let's say I wanted to drag where I'm actually doing about 10,000 in Axie. So it's 40,000 SLP. You can start to do the math right here. So one Axie equals, what is that? If I can zoom up on that right there, 3481 SLP, to give you an example of what you're transferring. So depending on what value you're transferring over in your SLP and what you want to eventually move into Axie. Once you're there, SLP is going to go directly into your wallet, your Ronin wallet. And at that point right there, you're going to stake, which is just this website right here, the staking dashboard for Axie. And boom, you're there. Okay? So you want to stake your Axie, you connect your Ronin wallet, and whatever's available in there, you can stake at that time. That's when you own Axie in the Ronin wallet, and it's done. I know that sounds like a lot of steps, but you're talking about 140% potential gains here in a very short period of time. If you own Axie today, being able to do this is a really good strategy. If you don't own Axie today and you're trying to look at something that is a vertical opportunity from a token, then this is a good step to take. I want to jump to some others that you can also look at, and that is Sandbox. Just to give you an example of Sandbox staking. Many of you guys have already heard just where it's going with Sandbox, but MATIC, if you own a bag of MATIC, here is a great opportunity. I would research going in and staking your MATIC in Sandbox. You can see the total lock value of MATIC versus even ETH starting to, well, it already flipped it, but it's continuing to grow. I think the last time we reported on this, it was about 89 million. Now it's over 100 million in staked. Look at the percentage of APR you can get right there on your MATIC at 131% by staking on Sandbox. We'll probably do another video specifically around staking on Sandbox, and we have talked about this before, so search our Sandbox videos to kind of jump into that. Another place that you can look at doing value acquisition on your tokens is Voyager. This is Voyager.com. This is another product I use. For those of you that use Voyager, you can go this route. It's pretty straightforward. Polkadot is paying 12%. That's the big one that I would essence stake. This is if you're just deposited on Voyager, you can earn the 12% on your Polkadot. Crypto.com is a little different. Let's say we wanted to do Polkadot in the same fashion and we had 10,000 in Polkadot or USD. Our potential here on this, and you don't have to stake anything with Crow if you don't want to, but if you did get into staking some big numbers on Crow, you can kind of see, in my opinion, it's not worth that extra 2.5%, as you can kind of see what happens right here by staking Crow. The big issue right here is you do have to do a 3-month. If you go down to flexible, that falls off quite a bit, as you can see. So I would definitely go the 3-month with Polkadot. I feel like Polkadot's going to be, potentially moving in the chart, so it's only going to go up, and most people are holding DOT right now. So this is a good way to earn value on Polkadot. Another one that you might want to look at, if you're outside the United States right now and you're watching, and I know we have quite a bit of viewers internationally, so let's jump over to Binance, because Binance has, while it lasts, has a pretty cool locked staking grid that's available. The big ones right now, and this is all starting, I believe it starts January. Yep, here we go. Happy New Year staking, promo up to 35% APY. This is happening now. And it's only going to be going for first come, first serve basis. I just want to make sure everybody knew that. First come, first serve right there. And the ones that I really like is Near Protocol, 31.2%. Obviously, we've seen Near completely off the charts here lately. I'm a big fan of AVAX, but it's a little weak. I would go ahead and go the route of Sol and maybe even convert some AVAX into Sol so that I could gain this for a period of time, because AVAX and Sol kind of have an interchangeable valuation correlation between those two tokens. Luna is the other one that I'm a long hold on Luna. So getting 22%, if I was international right now, this would just be a no-brainer for going in and creating value. So again, what we're trying to do here is give you guys some options on staking where you can earn the most. Axie is by far the top opportunity here at 100% in terms of value right now currently, and as we see that continue, I don't anticipate we'll see staking decline too much in the next, say, 30 to 60 days. Next 90 days, depending on what the valuation of Axie at that time is, staking could start to decrease as we see, as I reminded you, as the value of Axie goes up. So that's just kind of an overview to help you guys get going. I know there's going to be a ton of questions. If you are a Diamond Circle member, I'm going to drop this spreadsheet in there to the Diamond Circle for you, because it is a model that we have used for profitability with staking on Axie. You guys can take it, it's free, and you can use it just to build off of it and see if it works for you. I'd love to get your feedback though on the Diamond Circle. Let me know if you are staking Axie. Let me know if how the strategy is working for you as we start to grow, or as we start to see Axie grow a little bit in terms of value. And if you're holding out right now and waiting for a sale when Axie starts to decline, because we'll probably see some adjustments and price adjustments when, and potentially if we see some Bitcoin kerfuffles happen in the first 60 to 90 days, that could also be an opportunity. So keep those things in mind. If you guys are listening in over on the podcast right now, make sure and give us some kudos over there. But this is the place to come, and that is YouTube, because you're going to see all these charts, all these models in terms of these spreadsheets. Again, with all the how-tos, you really need to follow along on the video to understand this one, because it's a little bit more complicated. So just jump over to YouTube, search Paul Barron Network, subscribe, make sure and hit the like button, and get in on the Diamond Circle. It's free. You guys can do that. If you want to reach me, just hit me up on Twitter @PaulBarron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.